Hey y'all. So I just want to give y'all maybe another perspective. I think it feels like something that we all know, we all heard, but sometimes when you get when you're in situations and somebody explains something in a different perspective, it clicks. Instead of you hear something and you're like, yeah, I get it, I know, I understand, I've heard it a million times, right? So I want to introduce maybe something that kind of worked for me in my own perspective, because there's so many people out there. Like, I have always been the nurturer, the caring, the giving, I'm so full of love and so full of, I've got the anger side and all that stuff too, because this world is so relentless. You get different sides, but there's so many people that give their all and they repeatedly get betrayed and hurt and this and that and the other thing. And then you've got the person on the other side who maybe isn't quite like that. They have more boundaries up or walls up, or they're more hardened by what life has given them, and they're not able to receive the love that you may have. So I just want to put this in a perspective for some people. All right. We got two cups, right? We've got the people like me who meet somebody and they're full of love. And then you got this person who was broken for whatever reason, and they got a lot of unhealed situations. Not saying this person is healed, because both have lessons to learn, both have experiences to go through, because that's, it's just two different types of people that have been in different experiences, right? So let's take this person over here. All right, we're gonna call this one the broken person. Not that this person's not broken. We're just gonna, they're broken in different ways, but just for the exercise. All right. So we got this broken person here, okay? This person, let's say their cup at this time, they're filled with depression, chaos, anxiety, maybe addiction, different people's expectations, their own expectations in their life. Everything that they don't feel abundant in, chaotic, toxic, okay? They're running over. They're running over with their own stresses in life, with their own troubles and anxieties and hurt. They are maxed out, okay? They were overfilled. They're not overflowing at the moment, but they're at the brim, okay? And then here goes this person. Okay, this person, they may have some stress, they may have some anxiety, but they got love. They're so full of love and understanding, right? They're probably right there. There's a little bit left. All right, so you got these two. All right. Now, these people, this person who's full of love meets this person who is empty. But how are they empty when they're full at the same time? They're full. All right. This person meets this person, and this person says, you know what? I've got all this love in here. Look at all that love. I got all that love, all this understanding, right? If I can just give this person my love, this person will be happy. Okay? This person looks at this person and says, I feel so empty inside. If I could just find somebody who loves me, somebody who pours into me, then I will feel whole. I will feel happy. But I'm so empty. But what do you notice? Is this person empty? Heck no, they're the farthest from empty. They're so full, they don't have the capacity to accept anything from anybody. They don't have it because they're so full of what's going on in their own life. Right? So they're like, okay, well, I can love this person. This person wants love. I can love them. They'll be happy, and then they'll be able to love me, and then we'll be happy forever together. Okay. So they get together. What happens? This person feels empty. They don't even realize how full they are. They have no idea that they are this full. They have no idea. They think that they are so empty. So they're like, hey, I want your love. So what happens? This person goes over here. What happened? They tried to love. All it did was pour out the cup. Does this person feel any more full? No, they still feel empty. This person is getting drained because they're pouring. So they're like, okay, well, they're still upset. They're still, I'm understanding. I'm understanding. I know you're struggling. So let's try it again. Still didn't work. This person, not only are they like, you know what? It's comforting because this person is full of cold water. This person is full of warm water. So even though this person pours their water into this person's cup, it's still comforting because their warm water is mixing into the cold water, making it not as cold, but it's still overflowing. And they still feel empty. Okay? And they don't realize that they're full. So they're like, you know what? I thought this was a good idea. I mean, when they pour into me, I can feel their love because they feel the warmth. But I don't feel any more full. I still feel empty. And this person's like, I don't get it. All I'm trying to do is love this person. All I'm trying to do is comfort and understand. All I want is for them to be happy because I've already got all this love. But I don't have the capacity to accept anything else because I'm so full of love. Okay? So this person continues to stay stressed out. And so this person just keeps trying and trying and trying and trying and trying. And every time you do that, all you're doing is stressing this person out even more. You're stressing them out because they don't have the capacity to receive your love because they don't know how to heal themselves or love themselves. We hear it all the time. You got to love yourself before you love somebody else. You hear it, but you don't quite understand it until you go through it. And even then, it might take half your life to understand it, or maybe never. So this person, every time you do that, they feel warmth, but they get more and more frustrated and agitated and stressed out. The more you interact with them, the more stressed out they get. Because they're so stressed out with the fullness of their cup that they don't even realize they have. The more you pour into them, the more you're expecting them to hold whatever you give them. They don't have any room to hold. You understand? They have no room. Just because you have love doesn't mean they have room. Doesn't mean they have capacity. So the only thing you're doing is you're draining yourself, okay? Not only are you losing love to give away, you're losing yourself. You're losing the love you have for yourself. You don't even know what you're becoming empty as hell. You're empty. You're getting empty. And you're going to keep trying. Because when you do that, this person does, in the moment, for the most part, feel comfort because you're warm. But they cannot accept it. The only way this person can feel any fulfillment, because they're so full, but they think they're empty. So when you agitate them and you aggravate them just by giving them love, they say, you know what? You're not what I thought you were. I can't be with you anymore. So they run, or they hide, or they self-sabotage, or whatever they do to get out of this situation. And they go and they see this. And they're like, oh yeah, all right. Let's see. This one right here, this one's got a big old booty. We're going to go with this one. Okay? You are pretty much out of the picture. You're over there. This one, who knows what this one has? They got a big butt. We know that. So say maybe they got half, whatever. All right? It might just be a fun situation, right? So it's fun. Splish splash. We're taking a bath. That's some fun stuff going on there, right? Yeah. Party and all this. But you know what? That one's already broken. That one's already broken. Okay? And after a while, this person's like, okay, you keep taking my time, my attention. You know what? You were cold too. You weren't even all that. We had a little fun, but so you get out of the picture. So then this person's like, I'm still empty. I'm so empty. I gotta find somebody to make me feel full, to fill that void. I'm so empty. Problem is, you're still full. You're not empty. So they keep on going over to the peanut gallery and finding other things. Pick one, anyone you want. So they continue to choose person after person after person, experience after experience. Do you think that any one of these, for any reason, we can do this all day? And then this person is like, I don't know what it is. I can't find anybody that's right for me. This doesn't make sense. It doesn't work. The reason why it doesn't work, y'all understand? Y'all getting the point? The reason why it doesn't work is because you're already full. You're already full. And there's a collection of failures over here, according to this person. Are they really failures? We don't know. I don't know. This one was cold, was broken with a big butt. This one was there to have fun. This one actually was loving and warm. This one, we don't even remember that one's name. We don't even know what that, we don't know who that is. Doesn't mean they're not important. It means to this person, nothing works. The only thing that works is when this person realizes, you know what? Maybe I'm not empty. Maybe I am full. Maybe I'm full of things that I need to work on. Maybe I am full of hurt. Maybe I am full of pain. Maybe I am full of trying to live up to everybody's expectations. Maybe I am full of trying to live up to my own expectation. So, what happens? When that person finally realizes that they've got some work to do. They finally realize that, you know what, instead of me looking everywhere else, I need to look at myself. And I need to understand where I'm going wrong. I need to understand what it is about myself that makes me special, that makes me actually a good person, that makes me actually, what is it about me that I like about myself? Maybe I'm funny, right? Maybe I'm funny. Maybe I'm smart. Maybe I've got skills. Maybe it doesn't matter. This person starts pouring into themselves. This person starts reflecting on, maybe I do deserve love. Maybe I do deserve somebody who cares about me and loves me. But why? Why would anybody love me? Why would anybody care about me? Oh, because I don't have a big ego. I'm not out here, thinking I'm Mr. Big Shot because there's a couple things about me that the girls like. Maybe I am actually got skills. Maybe I actually do have a purpose. Maybe I have been through really dark times, so I understand other people that have been there. So maybe I can help other people, maybe. And they don't you to find other things to distract them, other things to try to fill their cup. They actually sat there and figured out their purpose, figured out what it is to love themselves. And look what happened when they poured into their self. Now they have capacity. Maybe what's in there, maybe they have love in their cup for themselves. So now you take a look back. Everybody's empty. This one's got a little bit left. Wait, this was the original one that actually had love. So they say, you know what? Hey, I've worked on myself. I could really tell that you loved me. I could feel your warmth. Maybe we should try it again. Well, this person maybe worked on themselves. If they worked on themselves and realized that it wasn't necessarily them, possibly they've restored a lot of love they had. But it's possible that they got depressed and they continued and they were like, I don't know why this person, I don't know why. So you might get back together. And this person might say, hey, I still love you. I'm hurt. I've realized there's certain things that, I got to watch out for. And this person is like, well, I worked on myself. So it's possible, maybe this person comes and say, hey, I have love. So I'm going to pour some love into you. All right. And then this person's like, oh, wow, that's different. Okay, well, I'm going to pour some love back into you. Right? And they both have the capacity to love themselves. They both have the capacity to share back and forth. And they still have room. They still have room to grow. They still have room for other experiences of life. And they can share back and forth with each other. Because this person learned that they are valuable. They learned that they are worthy and that they have to love themselves before they do any of this. And this person learned that just because you have nothing but love and comfort to offer doesn't mean everybody else has the capacity. Because it could happen. It could happen, right? Say these people didn't work on themselves. And this person still has some love. All right. This person says, you know what? I poured into you. You couldn't take it. So I'm going to go over here. All right. So this person right here, they're like, I'm so full of love, blah, blah, blah. I gotta find somebody who I can love and who can love me back. Right? So this person goes, I'm gonna go looking over here. Oh, here's somebody else. Here's somebody else who needs love because they don't love themselves. And they continue to keep pouring. And it doesn't work. So they go to this person. I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna love you. Same pattern over and over and over and over and over again. Just because you have love doesn't mean that you don't have a lesson to learn. You still have stuff you need to learn. So when you end up working on yourself and learning who deserves your love, not deserves it. I don't like the word deserve. When you learn who has the capacity, it's about capacity. Then you can make it work. And say you're with this person, y'all had a history in the past. But don't forget there's trauma involved, because at one time, don't forget, at one time, it was like this. So every time this person, they realize, okay, you did love me, but when you come around, their nervous system gets all out of whack, because they remember, their body remembers how it felt when you stressed them out, because you kept on and you kept on and you kept on and you kept on. So possibly they might be like, yeah, I know you love me, but I also remember the stress, because I had to keep the capacity to hold your love. So they might be like, you know what, it ain't worth it. I'd rather be alone or start over with somebody else new who doesn't have the history of stressing me all the way out. Even though all you had to do was this. This is what it was supposed to look like. I pour into you, you pour into me. I pour into you, you pour into me. That's what it's supposed to do. But this person is still remembering being triggered. Not that you did anything different. It's just you didn't realize they weren't actually empty. You know? So I hope that makes sense. The thing about it is no matter what side of the coin you're on, no matter which cup you are, you both have to understand why you're experiencing what you're experiencing. And if then those two people can love each other, but you might not be able to come together just because there was history, and you know, but at least learn what you need to learn. That way, if that person moves on, if you move on, you understand that just because somebody feels empty doesn't mean they are empty. It doesn't mean they have the capacity to accept your love. Just because you have a lot of love, just because you have good intentions, doesn't mean you don't have something you need to experience. You're here for a reason. We're all here for a reason. We're all here for a reason. Don't think that you're so helpful and you're so good and you have such good intentions. That means that you've already got that down pat. You already know that lesson. Somebody else needs to learn how to love and this and that thing. Your lesson is different than the next person. So don't think that you're better than anybody. Don't think that you deserve to have a better life or a good life because you have good intentions, because you're here to help, because you're a good person. No, that means that you're here for a different reason. That's all that is. Right? And the person that needs to learn how to love themselves and learn other people, that's their lesson. You know? And if everybody learns their lessons and works on themselves, then you won't be sitting there like, oh my gosh, all I do is try to love them. I don't understand. I hate life. I want to kill myself. I don't know what to do. I'm tired of loving people and getting used and abused and betrayed. You're going to get the same pattern until you learn. And they're going to get the same pattern of expecting love when they don't have the capacity to receive it because they don't know what it is to love themselves. I hope that helps. Different perspective. I love y'all.